This week, MV Agusta announced their 2021 update for their Superveloce lineup, and I'm a huge fan of this bike, both in the way that it rides and the way it looks. So here are 7 of the best new features for this model year that you need to know about. But before we get started, if you're new here and you want to see all of the latest new bike news like this right here on YouTube, then please do remember to hit subscribe. Probably the most significant announcement is the introduction of a new S model, which adds some extra spec and finish for that slightly more premium look. It gets the spoked wheels that are normally the preserve of the range-topping MVs, and I reckon they look particularly good on the Superveloce, given that it has a slightly retro vibe to the design. There's also a new white paint job with splashes of gold on the frame, rims and graphics, and there's a brown Alcantara leather seat, which again adds to that slightly old school look. For the S model, the racing kit is available, which includes a single seat cowl, the awesome looking triple exit Arrow exhaust, and an ECU with a dedicated mapping to go with it. Now there have been quite a few models in the Superveloce range over the last year or two, with the base Superveloce, the premium spec Serie Oro, the 75th anniversary limited edition, and most recently the Alpine collaboration finished in blue. I guess this S model sits somewhere in between the standard bike and the Serie Oro. It doesn't seem to be limited in its production run, but it does offer something a bit extra to the standard bike. I do quite like it, but I've always thought that the Superveloce looks best in red and silver, so I'd be tempted to go for that one and spec it up with the wheels and Arrow exhaust at the dealer. Euro 5 emissions regulations have forced MV to clean up the 798cc triple-cylinder engine, although they haven't sacrificed any power, with 147 horsepower peak still produced at 13,000 RPM. One of the measures used to achieve this is a low-friction diamond-like coating on the new tappets and new titanium valve guides, whilst the exhaust system has had a complete overhaul from end to end, which they say has produced a bit more torque in the mid-range. Upgraded fuel injectors can now handle a bit more pressure, a revised ECU has led to a more refined and precise throttle response, and a new twin-flow oil radiator has improved cooling efficiency by 5%. Along with the engine, the frame has been updated with redesigned plates that they say increase torsional and longitudinal stiffness, which ought to lead to a more precise feel on the road. If you can cast your mind back to the 2021 update for their Brutale and Dragster naked bikes, this update will sound familiar, so it seems like something they're rolling out across their lineup. The same could be said for some of the shifting improvements, with a revised clutch that they describe as having received a major upgrade, with a more robust clutch basket that not only makes the bike more manageable, but quietens it down as well. Their up and down quick shifter is also in its 3rd generation now, and with a smoother and more precise action owing to a new position sensor. Again, like the nakeds, the Superveloce also gets an inertial measurement unit for the first time this year, which feeds back the bike's yaw, pitch and roll angles into the rider aids for better response through corners or if the front wheel is lifting. As such, their ABS and traction control systems have both been updated with cornering sensitivity, whilst the front wheel lift feature is now more nuanced, allowing a controlled wheelie rather than just bringing the front down as soon as any lift is detected like the old system. Launch control is also said to be improved, and everything is managed through a 5.5-inch TFT dash, which has phone connectivity to tie in with the MV app and offer up navigation prompts on the go. There's also a new joystick on the switchgear in order to help with navigating the menus more efficiently. MV also mentioned improved fork settings in the press release, although I couldn't locate any specifics. From the tech specs, it looks to be the same 43mm upside-down Marzocchi fork with full adjustment and 125mm of travel, but maybe it's been tweaked to complement the extra stiffness in the new chassis. We've already looked at the new S model's white and gold finish, but there's an update to the standard model as well. Thankfully, the red, silver and gold remains, but they've also added a yellow and graphite finish to the lineup for 2021. Personally, I'm not sure about this one. I rather like the stealthy black version from the previous model year, but it looks like that's been dropped. Yellow bikes aren't really my thing, but perhaps it'll grow on me in the same way that the yellow Aprilia RS660 did, as I didn't really take to that one on first impressions either. Both variants look to be available to order straight away, with the standard bike listed at €20,700 on their UK website and the S model at €23,600. As always, always, I'd love to know what you think of it down in the comments below. Would you go for the yellow? It's got to be the red for me, but perhaps there's someone out there who likes to stand out, and the yellow does exactly that. Let me know your pick down below, and if you're new here and you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe and I'll catch you next time.